Right. Hello, hello. Let's shuffle the music, change the scene over. Right, I don't quite know how this is going to work out, but we're going to just try it. Going to give FigJam a go for this storyboarding because it looks like I can kind of like draw on the like tablet on the laptop and I can see it come up on my desktop. So maybe this is going to be easier for storyboarding. I don't really know, but we're going to see how it works. So what do we need? We need our intro scene. So do I just intro? It's kind of readable. And then, so perhaps we're going to start off in like the demon world. It just needs to be like shadowy figures. You're not going to be able to see a lot. Maybe like shadows in background. Moving around. So like difficult, like shapes merging together. You know what, that's not too bad. Not the best to be able to write with, but if I space it out a little bit, is that better? It looks horrible. That might be better if I don't join out the letters. Right, and then what we want to have is some kind of animation. Is this gonna work? Can I move? Yes. Okay. Animation of demon becoming trapped. This is horrible writing. Okay. So that'll be like our transition into the summoning room, which we've already kind of got. It's not good. Oh, I'm gonna have to keep moving this around. That's all right. All right. Let me move. There we go. So we've already got this as like the circle in the middle. We're gonna have our like form appear. Don't know what this form is gonna be yet, but let's just block out a like genie type shape. We need some animation of that like appearing. And then like sections split off in loads of different directions, or just up and around. And then do we want to see the weapons? Not. I think not, because I think we want to hide what they are to start with. So then, so fragments, oh, fragments, so fragments, hover, so wait, no, split, then hover, oh, split, then hover, then like start off, I guess, off screen. Leaving essence. So then we want to time this. So split is summoners casting spell. Let's say that's spell 1. To split the soul. I guess. Actually, that spell 1. Let's get rid of that. That's spell 2. To split soul. And then the dart off screen is going to be spell 3. To what's the term? We've been using it already for this game. What's it called? We want to seal. To seal fragments in weapons. So then the oh no, don't move. 2 fingers. There we go. So spell 1 is going to be like trapping the demon. What have we done? What have we said here? Confine. Let's use that. Doesn't like my thumb. Oh, it does like. Trying to move around the screen a bit, but confine. Demon to circle. Time and space. And maybe we can have like hints towards not forwards, towards. Close enough. Magic types. based on spellcast. That's not even on screen. Okay, but that's fine. Because we've been talking about having some of these abilities, having like certain spell cast designs, and I added one which would be Shatter, which actually would work with this. So this is going to be a Shatter spell. Seal fragments and weapon. And that is also going to be a spell that we need to understand. Like for the player to hide. Well, I need to disable that when I'm streaming because it pops up every now and then. Tell Amazon speaker. Not going to say its name. So this could be the same spell to hide soul fragment. Soul fragments. Okay. Well, we'll go with that. So it leaves the essence, they split off and fly out of the room. And then we say, go on here. Summoners leave a room with essence trapped in circle. Get up here now. Let's just zoom out. Still kind of visible. So this is where the player gets agency. Let's do like blue. Player C. Agency given. So at this point, this is our first like game scene. So we want the summoning circle in the middle. We're going to have whatever our soul essence looks like. We're going to have these like ritual candles around. White's not going to show up at all. There's no point doing that. Oh, it does slightly, but probably not on screen. Fine. Right. Do a little bit of red. I guess we could just. Where have we had? What we could do is have each of these handles being slightly different colors. And those can represent like the different magics that we used to seal. Maybe. Not sure if they're going to look correct. And then also we can't just copy and paste the same image. But I guess we could just change the color in the engine. Maybe, we'll see. Good notes. Handles around. That just does not look handle. That's what I've got to do, just individual letters. Round, circle. Perhaps different colors. On that. Colors to represent can't write too quickly on this. Kind of like smudges the word a little bit. Represent different types of magic. I move this bar. Doesn't look like it. What does that do? That's template. Okay. So then we need some kind of so I reckon we could do something like having the fog clouds that we've already established, like basically blocking off the view of most of the room. And then overlaid on top of that, we need a tab to pop up. That's up there. And this will be our like arcane casting ability thing. And a button prompt. For casting UI. And then we need something that is visible to the player as a hint of what to do. Oh my god, I really like this idea as well. Undo this. Let's do it in red so we don't forget this. So what I want is the casting map. /patterns. Unlock as fragments are collected. So we don't have the whole overlay of patterns initially available, which would then limit the amount of levels that the player can go to start with. Just so it's not too overwhelming, but we can have them. Oh, I do like this, because this gives me an opportunity to like hide different routes through the game. Interesting. So it's not just like a linear pattern. It'll be like, actually, if you play the game again and draw out some of the weapons earlier on, you might be able to like load into a level that you only unlock later on the first time through, and can play the game differently. That would be interesting. So there needs to be a hint. Let's do... So blue is going to be player agency. Can I do a blue highlighter? I think we're going to use the purple for clues. So like hint in level, in room, towards first alignment spell. So perhaps actually first time the ability system is shown. There need show the like time travel, not time travel, but like time rewind ability or spell. And perhaps that's not available. So possibly requires larger other patterns, future pattern. Brain is terrible. Or okay, maybe can cast a weaker version which does not move, allows rewind in memory to give glimpse of first level I know where sometimes pinching and scrolling works and sometimes it doesn't on this, but we're getting there. Okay, so we need an animation that will then take over. Let's do so this is alignment cell cast. Loads level. Cutscene. And maybe we need something to just interact with it. Perhaps spell to interact with soul fragment required for player can affect outcome. Okay. So where does that place us? That first spell leads onto us just loading that first level. You see the cutscene and then you come back. If alignment not combined with transfer spell and player returned to summon the essence. So this is going to be transfer spell. So we need an alignment spell. We get a rewind spell. Actually, we got a purple highlighter. Yeah. Transfer spell and alignment spell. And that's also the first level alignment there. Okay. What we can do actually, well, is they have these fun little stamps here. I wonder if we can change. We change the size of it. Or they're always going to be that small. But actually, maybe the hint in the first room is the transfer spell. I don't know what that spell's going to look like, but that's what we need to happen. Can we delete stamps? Yeah. So, rewind spell, first alignment spell, and then this is going to be the first showing of the transfer spell. Now the question I'm thinking of is each alignment spell linked to just one level, or is there one timeline of levels? Because the thing is, how does the player get the first part of its power? So we can jump ahead though. So I need to figure this bit out. So how do we go from seeing the first level as a cutscene, then being able to interact with it? But we need to give a hint to. We need to give a hint to the player that more is needed. without being too obvious. So I think we need to have like a book or something in this room. God, let me zoom. There we go. Basically like a spell book that's left here with a pattern drawn on it. And that's either going to be the transfer spell, or it could be the alignment first spell. I think it should be the alignment spell. Which way around? Oh. I really don't know. Come on, music. I mean, ultimately what needs to happen is that the player loads into so we go here, plus transfer. We then mean we get a bit of player agency, so load level, cutscene, allow spellcast UI. Show. Right, so that's that. And then I know what we need, yes. God, let me zoom. There we go. So, what we need here is return so what color can we use for this? Blue is player agency, purple is our spell. Oh. There we go. I've just got to be a bit more forceful, I think. Make sure both are triggered. That's it. Okay, so here, say no, purple. Abilities transferred can be cast. So what we need is we need to have something available in the summoning room, I think. Or where else? Where else can this be? I know what we can do. This can be a ritual in the first level. Right, that's it. Because we need to show the player other spells. And if we load into a ritual, that's an excuse for a spell to being performed. So level 1 is going to be like first unlock. Go down here. This is it, okay. I'm gonna keep doing this. Zoom, there we go. First level is ritual. Ritual with dagger. What spell would be good? What if we listed off? Yeah. Got freeze, fire, water, shatter, lightning, like gravity, magnetism, that kind of stuff. Maybe we would have come up with a new one for this. Hey Ebu, how's it going? Trying to figure out a bit of... I've called it storyboarding, but I don't know if that's really the right term for this. But like the flow, the standard flow of the game. The trigger moment. Fine. So I think really what we need is an idea of what ability to cast. I'm so not sure what to do. Let's leave this as a gap then. But the new ability unlocked. Was it when I'm pressing a button? That was making it skip. That's a bit better. Okay. We need something that helps you discover the other levels. And I don't know the best way we're going to do that. So what we were thinking of doing, like having the alignment spells be based on the weapon that section of soul is trapped in. Does that make sense? I mean, that makes more sense. But then you need to have some way of determining the weapon. I need to figure out how this timeline is going to work. That's going to be the most difficult bit. Okay, so big mark here is just going to be figure out timeline. Okay, let's ignore that for now. So we know that this first level is some kind of ritual with a dagger. So I'm thinking along the lines of, you have a scenario where maybe we have like a sacrifice altar. And maybe have like bench off to the side that has all the stuff on it. Doesn't help that the background's all white already. Zoom in. And maybe on this table it's this dagger. Can you rotate the screen? So let's just do that. Which will give you the opportunity. So when the person is performing the ritual, maybe they move away from moves out of range for protection. While performing ritual. Perhaps weapon removed from that is preventing player engagement. What do we call it? Player agency. Okay, so maybe that's the thing. like each weapon has protection amulet, preventing human access. There's some like interplay here. I think this is, I'm making this quite a complicated narrative, but I quite like the direction it will go to, if I can get that right. Let's put a question mark next to that. But only when weapon is not near the amulet, that's where we can interact. So I think we need it that each level has some kind of method to give the alignment for a new level. Or does that come back to the transfers? Right, okay. So we need, I think what we're going to have is some friendly demon of some type to our self that rewards the player for sparing targets' lives with information. Oh, that's quite a cool transition. Right, okay. This is going to be tough. I think there's going to be like a lot of animation in this game. which is not what I really want to do for a Game Jam game, but we don't actually have to do the full game for the Game Jam. We just need a prototype. But how... Okay, I need to establish... level transitions. Let's go up over here. Actually, let's do that in red because we need it for that, to make sure we take note of this. Right, level transition. And when, let's not press this button. Where is that button? The little tiny button on the pen. When player submits out of the way. When player submits alignment spell, the spell shape warps into the relevant weapon. Fade out background. And load level. Centered on weapon. That would be cool. So like as an example. Yeah, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be quite a heavy on the art. Which I don't mind. It just means, yeah, I just need to really focus on it. But I also need to design puzzles into it, which is going to be, at least, okay, while I'm drawing the art, I can be thinking about the puzzles. Maybe. Oh, don't want that. So let's do an example of how that could happen. So the one that we did earlier, which was our like two-headed battle axe, which had like a design like this on the no, it'll be it'll kind of be like using your abilities to interfere with the scene, I think. So it'll be like a kind of, if you set fire to something using a fire spell, then that affects how the rest of the scene plays out. And it might, like, you might be able to see behind something if it gets burnt away that you wouldn't normally be able to see behind, or something like that. I need to figure out how that's going to work as well. There's a lot of big systems in this game. I always do this. I always overscope Game Jam games, but I like the idea of it, so I'm just going to go with it. If we don't finish it, there's no issue with that. We can keep working on it after. So we draw this out. Then... So screen fades as spell morphs into weapon. So it'd like shrink down into our battle axe that we've designed. And then level loads in. It's going to be more hassle to draw this. Going to be more hassle to draw this than just to storyboard it. Sorry, to storyboard this than it is just to actually make it, I think. Okay, we didn't make a note. When we saw the drawing did of the man throwing the knife, what do you think about you move the weapon to not hit the target, or maybe the opposite, where you aim the weapon, like moving it? Yeah, so I didn't want to do... I'm hoping to simplify the level design. I guess I could fall back on that, but I'm actually thinking more along the lines of yeah, I think it would simplify the level design. Basically, you have no agency as to what the weapon does. So each time you load into a level where there'll be a cursed weapon that has a part of the demon soul, and they're all going to be like thrown weapons. So when the wielder throws the weapon, what I want to do is have like some animation going in before you actually get to play the level, where you see like the wielder cutting through like guards and stuff like that, which could be quite fun. And then they throw the cursed weapon, and on that trajectory, while you're being thrown, is where you can use your abilities to interfere with the path that you are going to be thrown on. So you don't actually have control of like, oh, I want to steer where the weapon is. You can kind of interfere that way. It's going to be... I can't think of many games that it could be like, which makes it very difficult to give an idea. But wait, I need to make a note. Which actually we'll do around this one, because it's basically this, which is I'm Other demon takes pity on you. Or other powerful being. I'd be way better off just typing this all out, really. But we started doing this, so we're going to do this. Or powerful being. Takes pity on you. And offers to help you if you prevent targets from dying. So this can be where the alignments spells come from. Okay, so we've got like the initial level, which is this sacrifice. We're using green anywhere. We use green up here. Let's instead say that these are purple. I just realized you can't see that. So we're going to say these are all spells, so they're purple stuff. We can do a few of that. And we're going to say green is our level info. We're just going to do a circle around that, and we'll give it a green highlight. So that's one level. Now this could be this is going to be the tricky bit, is figuring out what abilities can be unlocked at what point and by what action to allow progress into the game. Fire is probably a good one to get early. So maybe in this ritual scene, we can have like this altar with like fire pits. Next to it. And all you need to start with, so we need a way of you need a way of the weapon to be pushed into the fire. Okay, so this needs to introduce the concept of the amulet. Well, the first level is going to have to do a lot. So, first level introduces amulets concept. I.e., abilities are locked when nearby. So I think I know what can happen there. So this is our golden, and this is our going to be our melt fire ability. Third level, spell cast you up. Just realised that's all off screen. This when let's say when wielder not how approaches table, spell UI disappears, and amulet shines slash glints. So that needs to show the concept that the amulet locks the abilities. And then also this needs to give us a gust spell then. Initial weak spell given. Which can be like a nudge. If you have a race condition problem in your code, you don't have to pick on. What are you trying to have happen? You have something that manages when those programs are called, when the functions are called. I don't know what type of code you're doing actually, so it's not really going to help me. Just saying random bits. Okay, we might have an intro worked out. Okay, I think we've got an overarching story as well. Is if we can work backwards through the story. We need to think about how this is going to work out. So what we could do, what I'm kind of thinking of here is how's this going to work? So each level is a no. So each level is a wielder attempting to seal a soul fragment via bloodshed. And now we've got a reason to prevent the target deaths occurring. Reason to prevent target death. That doesn't need to be immediately obvious though. I want to pierce enemies. Every time it hits an enemy, the durability, or whatever you want to call it, go down by 1. Use a signal for handling damage called hit. I want to connect to hit. And on hit, -1 durability, and that doesn't work. Signal handling damage. So the hit signal is definitely triggering, right? You want to do durability -1 whenever that hit signal is emitted. So what's the, I don't get what the race condition is there. Tried print to debug it and it doesn't even reach. So just trying to think, have you got like is it for weapon durability? You've got like a weapon script. Oh. Why am I not writing? Good. No, that sounds right. There we go, okay. I wonder if it's... I wonder how long the battery in this pen thing works. So you've got a weapon script. That has like a ready... Are you in Godot doing this? When you're ready, you do on here dot connect I would do something like handle hit, and then you have a handle hit function. Which does the durability -1 and then handles that. You're saying you're not even getting to this, like where you've connected to the signal, you're not even getting a print here. That wouldn't work. How are you connecting to the signal? Like, if I... Right, let's pause this set. Put this out of the way. This is actually something I will need. Well, I'll definitely need signals and events and stuff in more. I'm going to add a projectile. I want the projectile to have durability. What means if it has 2 durability, it means it can hit 2 enemies before Q3 is called. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's hop over to this. So let's say as well we have like an enemy script. But I would, my structure might be a little bit different. I don't know how most people do it, but I would do like a signal on hit that is basically global, and then on here I'd say like in the enemy script, let's say got some kind of function that triggers if hit by player weapon, let's say we've got like a hit by player weapon function. So here we're testing for colliders or something similar, and it returns a true or false. And bool. We're just going to say like return true in this case. So if hit by player or weapon, we do event bus, which is our global signal, dot on hit, dot emit, is it? And that would say, oh, we need to know what weapon. So you probably do this. You'd return a collision object 2D. And then you pass that into the emit, right? I'm not even sure. But yeah, basically on your weapon you need event bus dot connect. No, what do you do? Event bus dot on hit dot connect to handle hit. And then you'd have a function Have the weapon tell the receiver. Let's just have durability. I'm ready. Durability is set to like, say, 2 in your example. Handle hit, durability minus equals 1. If durability less than or equal to 0, keep free. Have the weapon tell the receiver what it is. Yeah. Because what I wasn't thinking is you've probably got multiple weapons on screen, right? If you're doing Vampire Survivors type. So you need to know which weapon is the one that's hit the enemy. Is that right? Oh, sorry. All the username characters are the same then. Hello, Code Monkey Zero. How's it going? Thanks for chiming in. Just doing some printing. So a bullet will know when it hits an enemy, and it can call a method on the enemy to say it hit and pass itself. Yeah, actually that's better. You don't even need to use signals, do you? For this. It's called the visitor pattern. Visitor. I think the Wikipedia page is not the right place to go to learn about. Let's have a look at like a Godot example. Yeah, it's probably like has some useful information in there, but you need to know a bit more about the maths behind it to actually get what you need. But actually, yeah, no, I'm trying to think of, you know what's probably easier is the Bracky's tutorial game probably has something like that. How does this do it? Do we have the player's not global? Yeah, so it does this. Right, okay. So the way that they do it in Brackies is you have an enemy which has the kill zone, but in your case you'd have your weapon with the kill zone on it. And what happens is when the collision of your kill zone recognizes another body, so any other node 2D passes into the collision shape, then you can get that body that you've collided with and you emit the signal on that specific body. So in this case, it triggers the kill signal on the player, and this one we've connected up to this kill player function, which kills off the player. So how that would work, we go side by side here. Wait, can I not put it to the edge of a screen? Wow, that not let me do half screen on Godot? That's annoying. So yeah, it's kind of along the lines of but that's on kill zone is on this, which is on the slime. And how does it get this? I think you can still use the signal, because that's what we're doing here. What do you get node? Collision shape 2D and 3. Yeah, it definitely assumes that. But that does mean it's probably better to do it that way, because then you can make sure things like environment assets and stuff like that don't get killed by your weapons by accident. Yeah, obviously. That's always the case. Okay, so we wouldn't use the event bus in this. We would have a signal. The same idea, but you call a method on body and pass what the weapon is, and then the body can decide what to do with getting hit by it. Okay. So in this example on the player, you'd have, because you can reference the collision shape here. Wait, how's the kill zone? On body enter, which is the area 2D thing. Committed when imp event. Yeah, I need to put my brain back on to do the actual game dev stuff of it. Yeah. So on here, where we've got, let's say where we've got our slime, we've got an AreaOTD component on the slime that has its own script, and that just basically fires off an event if any Node2D interacts with the AreaOTD, right? And then when that happens, you can get a reference to what you've collided with. So whenever anybody has entered this area, we get a reference to that and we can send it messages directly. And in this case, we know that we've set up a kill signal on that body. If it doesn't have the kill signal, what happens? I feel like for the game tutorial, it didn't really handle that, but I guess you can just do like a can you check if a signal exists? There must be a way to do that. Could I check if signal exists on Node, on script? Check if Node has signal. This is 7 years ago. You can also check types. That'll be the better way of doing it. I'm not sure I want to look at 7-year-old code answers. I don't think they're. Yeah, signal get objects to perform the check. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Type check that the body is a player. And then if it is a player, you do player.kill emit rather than body. Would has method check for signals? Return any results? We literally just saw it. It returned the results here. As method? What? Oh, capital H, okay. No, okay. Type checking is going to be faster and would give you the compiler warning, right? That's good to know. So is it just type of? Body is type. Okay. So you do if body is type. Oh, it is player. Yeah, that's it. But then player would have to be a class, wouldn't it? So you do like class player. No. It's a class underscore name. Thank you. We'll get there in the end. And then you say is player. And now you get the type checking. And then would you do player.kill? No, you still do body. Okay. So that would make sure, right, nice. Thank you. I need to get my brain back into Godot. I've basically done the tutorial game and then from Brackies, and then that's pretty much it in Godot. A lot of these are just... we started on a game which is this turn-based battler game. But other than that, GMTK, I started on the Game Jam as like an intro to Godot and didn't get anywhere at all because I didn't have time to do the jam, but also it was all too new for me. And then our turn-based battler is mostly menus and moving around, so this Game Jam is hopefully going to be a thing that gets me back into it. Or it might all collapse, we'll see. Yeah, exactly. An attempt will be made. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but we'll see. Okay, so shall we load a new... Oh, yeah. Let's go back to our game idea. So we have started getting some of this. Oops, I can spell as well. I'll correct that. Going to be a lot of complex fruits. I do want multiple solutions to work. The levels. So let's transfer some of this over to our Figma file in actual words rather than scribbles. Where's going to be the best place to put this? Maybe timelines? I don't know what to call this, but I'm just going to call it like story path. Let's just take a little one of these. Right, so player starts in summoning room. Other entity can appear to assist us. Gives the alignment spell for the first level. First level here, and also need the alignment spell for the first level and initial ability. So we need a way for the player to be able to interact. So this is probably, first level is the golden dagger. And this is going to be like a ritual sacrifice. The initial ability is just something small, which is going to be like a nudge, of course. And all we need is for the and so this other entity has to give us the task of stopping targets from dying. So there's some reason in this story we need to have what did we say it before? So each level, which we've got over here instead somewhere. Let's have this. No, I want this bit. Yes, want this bit. Stop selecting the other bits. There we go. Alright. There we go. These two. Over here with the level design. The levels have to have, I'm sure it's IE, it's EI. IE. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so each level, the weapon wielder must have a target. And have an unlockable ability. So wielder is attempting to seal soul to weapon via bloodshed. Well, I think you got most of the help from Code Monkey. But thanks for hanging out. And have a good week. If I don't see you, have a good one. Murder is attempted to seal soul to the weapon via the bloodshed. So perhaps the targets have, like, the whole narrative I just need to figure out at some point. Like, when we're here, what do we have sharing? That's on the right screen. Okay, I can see. Wow, this is a terrible system with using a mouse. Well, it's fine with the hand tool. Light this up a little bit. Attempting to steal a silver. That's our reason to prevent the target from dying. I kind of want the level to give. So also levels must give the next alignment. Or does it? I would like the level to give a view of the next weapon somehow. So how could we do that? We can get rid of this now, we don't need this. There we go. And that palette is for that. So how could we do this? I think I might be better off just going to a sprite. Load up. So we need these icons. We need the weapon show up. that back? Sorry, this is not going to be a very interesting stream. Trying to figure things out, but just how it goes. I kind of want to be able to see the weapon our soul is going to be trapped in one of the weapons. Each level you visit, you can only interact with via that weapon. Yeah, let's gonna be the way to do this. Maybe back to here. So level, so this is like a level overview. Put this down a bit. Okay, so player agency is tied to the weapon being used for bloodshed. So, do we want to have it that the... Okay, so in the scenario, scenario 1, player fails, bloodshed occurs, and soul fragment is bound, let's say weapon. Sealed the weapon. So perhaps that is a different weapon. And that is the next weapon that you unlock. Which should mean what though? The timeline things is really messing with my head. Shouldn't have done something with time travel. Kind of like interplay. So this would creates powerful weapon Prevent removes chance for player let's just leave it at that for the moment. So what are we attempting to do? Player is attempting to prevent the bloodshed going to prevent the sealing of the soul fragment by preventing the target, preventing bloodshed of the target. Oh, if it's going to be, is this going to be too complicated for the player to understand? It's the main thing. Like, how do I convey this to the player if it's going to be a complicated setup? Maybe it's good that it's a complicated setup. That would lean more into it being an investigation puzzle mechanic rather than obvious from the outgo. What I need to figure out is the interplay of one weapon to another and a level to a weapon. What is the relationship here? We need to know the right order for this to happen. So we have the alignment spell. And this gives player access to set level, weapons level. Right. Level has to give I think it might be just that it's too late in the evening to figure this out for me. 2:15 now. We want to do a bit more. Let's do a screen break for a few minutes and just see if that clears focus. Yeah, what we can do is just leave these weapons up for the moment. Be right back. Right, back in a sec. Right. So, I think I figured that my brain's not up to thinking about this right now. Let's just have one more try of it. And if this doesn't resolve, then what we'll do is we'll do a mock-up of the first level, because we know what we want to do roughly to the design of that, so we can start on the artwork of that. That'll be fine. And that I don't need full brain power to figure out what the right way is. So, the alignment spell gives player access to the level. So I want this. Right, okay. Maybe this is it. Right, so gives the player access to level where soul fragment is transferred into that weapon. So like not what I want to do. Can I not do this? Yeah, I can do that. Okay. I.e. casting the let's say the knife alignment spell takes you to the level, or let's say like the memory of where the soul fragment is tied to the first knife. First knife. There's an R in cursed. So, if the player prevents this, the soul fragment is free to return to the essence which is like our hub world where our essence is trapped. So where have we got an example? Put it in here. This room. But also what that does that prevents the bloodshed. Target is spared. Right, okay. Maybe. Perhaps the soul fragment breaks free of the weapon. So that prevents the ritual. Basically, I'm trying to think of a ritual carrying. I'm trying to think of a reason why that, like, let's say we interrupt the ritual murder. What's to prevent the wielder of the weapon just like try it again? We gotta like prevent it once and then be that's it. Like, so the soul fragment breaks free from the weapon. And that prevents that weapon from being able to be again. It's close. Okay, this is the way. What I need to do, we need a reason why the ritual cannot be completed. Just missing the target doesn't stop the wielder from just trying again. Let's zoom up to there. Does the soul fragment breaking free give enough reason? Why does the target matter? Perhaps needs a reason for a specific target for the ritual. These are just like questions we need to answer with our story. Not necessarily that we need to answer, but it gives us a better story if we do answer them. How does this result in the player unlocking a new alignment spell? And then ultimately what I do want is desire link between weapon next alignment spell and current level. I.e., does preventing the soul being sealed in a weapon change the timeline so that the next weapon is not sealed too, or something? Okay, we've got some questions that we need to think about and we need to answer. Now, what we could do is we can design level. Like similar to this. $320 by $180. This needs to go on the top. And we need to hide it. And we're looking at some kind of form. So a character might be like that kind of size. So let's do our ritual scene. See how it works. So just a generic background. No, realize I'm drawing directly on the background here. No good. Right, new layer. Actually, might be quite good to put some grid lines on this. Had to go and put in brownies. Ooh, lovely. You didn't miss much. I think we've basically decided to write out some questions that we need to answer in terms of our story. So to figure out reasons as to why certain things need to happen, and then deciding instead of figuring out how to answer those questions, I thought I might just start on this sacrifice ritual scene that I think is going to be the first level, and hope that things come to me tomorrow when we figure out what we're actually going to do. So I'm sure that there's ways. We put a way to put a grid on this. So 320 by 180. Let's do a layer on top. It gives us our third portions. So what are we looking for if we want a third? Like 107. Not how we want to do it. We want to do 107. Go straight down. Okay. We want to do 214. Go straight down, that's good. No, that's not straight down. That's straight down. And then 180, so we got six, right? 6, 12, 18, 60s, yeah. And 120. Right, so we want things roughly on these. On this layer. So what we have set up is reason for the wielder to go back and forward out of the range of the knife that's going to be sat on here. Actually, let's fill that. And then we can have like a cloth. We layer. And do some like big bulky shapes to start with, and then we'll cut it up after. So this will just be a general idea. Don't need to do shading. Getting ahead of myself with that. Right. A little bit up here. Why we shouldn't have started. Other bits. I don't want to like a curve. Right, and then gonna have a gold knife on top, I think. Which actually, gonna use this. Oh, we could do that. That one was designed for shatter. Why did that not? Because we hadn't selected first. There we go. That's going to be rough like that. But what we can do, we don't need to put it in the right orientation, because we can load it into Godot and then spin it there and get the right orientation that way. So what we do need to do though is we want to replace these values. So if we do that, is that going to upset? No. Just making sure we're not replacing all the colors, we're just replacing on this layer. Okay, that can be our golden dagger. We kind of just want like an area as well. A bit darker. Darker kind of works. Be like the area that's not the walls. We can have like our target here. And I kind of want these flame pit. What are we going to do? Actually, might be best just do an. Yeah. That. I need to change how this looks. It's only going to be first draft, so things will change. Up to that. Something like this, and then put a flame into that. Look. Be that high, like. I need to go and have a look at how to draw, how to draw flames. So this is going to be a rough idea. Far enough away, that's not too bad. Obviously, we're going to have to do a lot better than that, but that'd be alright to start with. What I should do is we look at how we did. What was it before? Was it the DVD one? Yeah, the totem, right? Not really. Have we done any other flame? In drafts. Nothing in drafts. Okay. Cracky. Berry. Have. It's just really a mess of color. Doesn't really work. No, okay. It's probably going to be a case of how the animation works as well. But that'll do for the moment. And we can take this and duplicate it into a new layer. Right, for that. This? Yeah. Copy that, paste it there. Move it back here, but also it's going to go down here. Not that far. That far? Maybe we make these a lot smaller. Which will also make the fire a lot easier to do. Now, what's the reason this has to be thrown? Perhaps they have their own, like, magic exists in this world, so golden dagger, first level ritual, event that prevents the wielder from approaching. That's what we've got to do. Right, that layer can go now. This one. Okay, we can do little scenes like this. That's not too difficult. And won't be too time consuming, because that's what, like, 20 minutes. And we've ended up with something that's... I mean, obviously there's going to be loads more. But just as quick mock-ups. We need to do this. We need to do a few frames of it. And... the main thing is we'd have to drop in characters. Real civil engineer would approve. Why is that? Because it's a quick prototype thing. Oh. I didn't even see that. Right. I mean, we kind of need it though. Maybe let's set it back a little bit then. I forgot about that. This needs to be smaller. Like that. Select our thing. Yep. That's definitely better if it's smaller. I mean, we could also hide some imagery like that. I don't know if it will be appreciated by everyone. So, if we have... The thing is, how can we do shortcuts with this? Because we're going to have to do a lot of artwork. I think the shortcuts work by dropping in a character and having all the characters based on that, so we don't need to redo any animations or stuff like that. We can just use, yeah, we can just reuse like a humanoid shape. So, okay, this can be... Where's our project? PirateJam. Source files. Right, so this is going to be... Golden... Tiger. Called it. And then when we load into this level, we're not going to be able to see everything either. So there's more that we can hide. Which might be a pattern up here. There too have. No. But we could maybe have like a pattern like that hidden. And then you need two triangles facing each other. Yeah, so you can draw that here. Oh, that's already an empty layer. So that would be an option like that. So as long as we did this correctly. It's difficult to do. That side's going to be so big, isn't it? Can we just do print screen? This. Then can we paste that? Okay. Yeah, we can. In fact, it could be something like that. We could even like tear it up a bit. You don't actually have to have it printed perfectly. Okay, I like that. So does that mean the whole scene needs to apply? It needs to play out just in this area? And actually, I feel like if we had the width further, no, I want to stretch it. Change the canvas size. That's it. Like 540. And then the background layer we can stretch. And then we can move this stuff across. That can be extended. Actually, we do like... That's 10. 11. That's 12. 13. Okay, so if we do the... No? 2, 3, 4. Does that... No. Or we do this. How do I copy this easily? I have to just do it a layer at a time. Maybe. We can have maybe like a setup like this. And that way, when we load in, like the load in animation, I think is going to be quite easy to do. What are we looking at here? We're looking at like this kind of shape. So let's say we unlock this. We draw on and to unlock we sort of this one. Let's say we make that shape and we submit it however the submit function works. We'd have that like rotate into place, morph into this, and then zoom out to the level. It's kind of what I want there. That's what I want for the transitions between levels. I don't know how tricky that's going to be, but it shouldn't be too bad. That means for each weapon, we're going to need a transition animation that takes it from its sprite to its spell. That's okay as well. They're the old one. They're all the old ones. We leave any? No, we didn't leave them on. So the question is, if, like we've said here, that we want the map of this to unlock in stages, we want more shapes to be drawn onto this. As we progress into the game. So that means our first image, which has to be this golden dagger, has to be available in an early stage of the drawing. Okay. That's fine. Actually, I know what I want to do with this. Rather than it being rock, well, let's just hide that and put a new layer on. But I think we want to do it similar to what we've got in our summoning ring. That would be the best way to do this. So we can select these and space them out better. Get there eventually. And this will be like as an example where our character is going to set our target. Maybe like kneeling. Maybe we've got like chains or something holding them in place. Really great line. Nice, enjoy. Thanks for the follow, and thanks for hanging out. Hope it's been interesting. I'm probably not going to go too much longer. It's 3:20. I probably need to go and get some sleep in a bit, but I'll probably be on a bit more again tomorrow. So if you're about, feel free to drop in. Okay. So I want a layer that is going to be behind this. 13 flame. That's that back layer there. So I have something there that kind of marks how close we can get. Okay, so that kind of size of level gives us some space to work with. And each of our characters we can have like this guy is significantly taller than this guy. This setup, but like size wise. Let's do that. Again, this is more going to be just to give us an idea of like scales and stuff like that. We're not worried too much about what pixel art looks like at the moment. I like the idea of having all of our floats characters being these colours. Quite big characters. But the scale can change actually. We don't have to be in the same view size each level. Okay, I think I need to wrap there. We're getting too unfocused. We've made some good progress. We've got a bit more of a design down. We've got to translate this mess back into actual actionable points. But that's not too bad. We'll just save and quit that. That's fine. Yeah, we translate this. We figure out our questions for our narrative. That might be tricky. We need to figure out some more level designs for the different weapons. So we need to pick some weapons that we want to action and then design themes around them. And then we need to figure out an unlock path that we're going to have in this version of the game. Now, we're probably not going to unlock all the different mechanics. So we need to figure out a MVP. Well, we need to figure out like a release that would make sense. That can show off the potential features and gives a hint to the narrative without being too crazy. But I like the kind of direction this is going down. This looks like it's going to be a lot of design work, a lot of artwork. We've got 11 days. What is this, day 3? Yeah. Okay, so we do also need to brace yourself, sprite light coming in. We need to finish off the design document. Oh, there's a dark mode here somewhere. But we'll enable that in a bit. Okay, yeah, we need to write out the game design doc as well. We've made some decent progress today. I'm quite happy with how the design's coming along. I think we really need to get into the the actual thick of it as of tomorrow. I think we're going to try and do some more focused development. Start on the Godot side of things and see how it plays out. Maybe we try and get like a working version by, I want to say Thursday, maybe Friday. Like just a little prototype, see how all the mechanics are going to work. And then we can work out the narrative as we go as well. yeah. So we'll be back on again tomorrow. Don't know, it depends what time I wake up, but it'll be tomorrow afternoon my time. Can't do, yeah, I won't be able to do morning. Maybe like 2 or 3ish, maybe. We'll see. Ooh. Sorry, excuse me. Thanks everyone who's been hanging out. I hope it's been interesting. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.